G'day, Groovers. Bit of live action coming from Sandy Point, looking over at the back of 7 Mile Beach, and there's a fire. I just went into Sorel to get my booster shot, and we do have burn-offs in summer, so I wasn't thinking it was necessarily at that point, a bad fire, but driving back I saw 2 choppers. There's one at the moment that's hopefully you get to see this because you guys get a very wide screen shot, but the choppers are basically picking up water and then dumping it on where the fires are. There's quite a few fires going all the way along the dunes, but again, you've got a fairly wide vision. It's the closest I can get for some action shots. One of the choppers keeps flying over where I'm parked at the moment to fill up water. I'm not quite sure where it's going to do that. Hey, Morgan. Hey, Sky. It's not overly concerning in that the fires are happening on the end of a peninsula and the wind is blowing in our direction. So it's kind of blowing to the end of the little peninsula. But here comes the other chopper. It'll come into the screen on the right-hand side shortly. But yeah, a bit of live action. Hi, Skyzy. There's choppers in the sky. There's a shitload of people down here watching it too. It's, a bit of excitement in the neighbourhood. The smoke's getting heavy. In fact, there's 3 choppers because I can see 2 at the moment, plus the one that flew over my car just before I went live. That's probably going to return at some point. Hey, Val, you're always busy, gorgeous, but thank you. I love that you make the effort to pop in and say hello. But I figure because I bring you guys down here a lot, this is one of our spots, you might as well see some Australian bushfire action. Very typical in Australian summers to have fires. And like I said, in a way, this isn't, they need to put it out because it's a nature reserve, but fortunately, the way the wind is blowing, it's blowing the fire to the end of the peninsula, and eventually the peninsula is going to run out. So let me know if you're spotting the choppers. There's one actually coming around here. If I turn my engine off and fan off, there's one to the left at the moment that's going to pretty much go over my car. And then there's other ones that are getting water and just water bombing the fuck out of the fire. But there's a few from what I could see when I was driving down here. There was nowhere for me to pull over, but I'm just putting my engine back on because I need to open my windows and keep my phone cool. Otherwise it'll, as you know, overheat. So you're seeing them a bit because you get such a panoramic view. I'm trying to shield my phone so it doesn't overheat. Oops, over the camera. That's smart. The one that just went over? Yeah, well, there's one at the moment that's filling up. They have these, chains with containers on the bottom of them that they dip into the ocean, into the sea, and they load them up with water, and then they fly over and it opens up and drops water. And so there's one in the smoke at the moment that's doing that. It's just picked up another load of water. But the one that keeps flying over my car looks like it's loading up with water too, but I don't know why it's not picking up water here. And it absolutely stinks. The smoke stinks. It smells like a bushfire. The smoke's getting thicker. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how many people have pulled over along here to watch it. Hi, Taiping, you behave yourself. You have a nice day too. Be good out there. That's my message to you. So yeah, I don't know. Firespotting, is it your thing? I don't know. Not really mine. Generally not a fan of them. But a very unfortunate part of Australian summers. bushfires, but it was more, I thought it'd be more interesting for you guys to see the choppers filling up their things with water and then, okay, the other chopper's coming back now. It's flying. I don't know what it's doing because it doesn't look like it's got a big, the other one you can see the chain with the water container on the bottom of it. But this one now that will be coming into screen up in the top right hand for you guys, it keeps going off somewhere and coming back, but it doesn't, it's not like it's not like the other one that it's not, it doesn't have a chain with, it's got a chain, but there's nothing on the end of it. I'm just watching it to see if it's dropped water. Like maybe that thing sucks the water up into the chopper. It's got like a tank underneath it or something. Yeah, it is. It's dropping water. So that one needs to land on some water to fill up a tank that must be attached to the base of the chopper. Whereas the other one's got like this really long chain with a container on the end of it that they just dunk it in the ocean and it fills it up. But that chopper is now, it holds a lot of water. It might be landing on the other side because the other side's a bit more sheltered because there's a fair bit of wind here at the moment. The other chopper's now just about to dump a heap of water. I suspect this one that's just going off on the left, I reckon that one's the one that it needs to land somewhere more calm. Hi, Bruce. Hey, AJ. And the other chopper, which I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's sort of where all the smoke is, that just dumped another load of water. They've been going non-stop since I pulled up down here and probably for an hour before I got here. Because this fire was burning when I drove out of here an hour and a bit ago to get my booster shot. I think the other chopper, the one with the tank under it, is actually landing on a dam at a property just behind where I am. We've got half the locals down here. We're all watching it. There are people with packed lunches. I'm not joking. Hey, Francesca. Yeah, a bit of a fire happening. It's a bugger too because the wind direction's completely changed. Now it is blowing it back down the peninsula, back towards like where the airport is and where there's suburbs, beach suburbs, 7 Mile Beach. So, yeah. Thank you for welcoming everyone, AJ, and saying hello to everyone. Yeah, so interesting day, but any Australian just knows that smell of bushfire smoke. There's nothing else like it. And these choppers are working their asses off, and I don't know. I can't tell if they're making a dent or not. Because when I was driving in, it looked like there were about 6 or 7 separate fires all the way along. The other chopper's coming back now. It's obviously filled up. But yeah, apparently it's filling up at a dam on a property behind us. So that'll be coming in on the right-hand side, and hopefully you'll get to see it because it's quite cool when it dumps the amount of water that it's carrying. This is when I wish I didn't have a zoom, like you didn't get this panoramic view. I wish you guys, like I could zoom in for you, but I can't. But it's just getting into position and then it opens up the base and all this water comes flying out of it onto the fire. It's pretty cool to watch. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I hope you can because it's pretty gnarly, dude. Well, it's kind of now getting into where the smoke's really thick, but if you're watching this on a big screen, you'd probably see it. But yeah, how cool. I love our chopper pilots. They do some really wicked stuff. Being on an island, choppers are really like handy. Great way to get around, but also this kind of stuff. They're way more effective because I don't think fire engines can even get down to this end because it's a reserve. There may be a fire road in there, but yeah, we don't call them Elvises, but there it is. It's dropped the water just now. I don't know if you guys were able to see that or not. I always think though, if they're pulling water out of a dam, it's like there's another chopper now that's just hovering over to my right. I don't know what that one's doing. And the third one's just completely missed, like it's just in that smoke somewhere now. But yeah, they're Elvis types in terms of, you know, picking up water. This one going, hopefully you can see that one. That's the one that's landing on the dam and loading up and then coming back. So that's the one that's a bit like an Elvis. The other ones are actually, they've got huge chains or ropes and they've got big containers that they're filling up. But they've also got to refuel at some point, you know. They can carry approximately 7,200 gallons. And a gallon, I think, is 4 litres from memory or something around that amount. So there's a chopper coming back now that's got a rope on it with the, or a chain with the container. Oh, fuck, it's gone. The smoke is getting really thick, guys, but you may be able to see it in that smoke. I don't know. But yeah, they've just been coming and going and working their asses off, and visibility would be a nightmare because the smoke's just moving in different directions all the time. But you might get an action shot now. You might be able to see this one hovering. It's an absolute stunner of a day down here today. I tell you, the colour of the water is just insane. All these different shades of topaz and different blues, azure, and oh, it's just gorgeous. Let's see if we can see. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I don't know if this is a very interesting live, really. I was just like, I might just show the groovers. Just another day in Dodgers. Just another day in Tours Life. There you go. Just dumped a huge thing of water out of its little container thing. But that one just picks out salt water. That can just refill out here, whereas the other one has to land on calm water, I think, and fill up. You could see that one. Yeah, awesome work by the chopper dudes. They're amazing. And helicopters down here are just, you know, we use them for transport. We use them for getting people to hospital. Like Rotalift is one of our medical transfer helicopter companies. We've got Tasmanian Tours that does the most unbelievable chopper tours. You've got these guys, but you'll also find a lot of choppers will pitch in and help out with stuff too. But that one's been over at the dam, the one you can probably hear, and that's the one that's coming back again to do another dump. That's the one that's like an Elvis, but it's smaller than an Elvis. So yeah, I thought I'd just show off some Tassie heroes doing. They don't like being called heroes. They're like, we're just doing our jobs. But I think that's pretty heroic, you know. And sometimes they can be confronted with walls of flames and all sorts of shit. Like the conditions that they're dealing with to get that water down there and put the fire out is amazing. So good on them. But my area where I live, we're not under threat at all from these fires, even though they're just across the water. But there are townships and the airport and so on at the other end where you can see the sand dunes and everything. This is the very end of a beach called 7 Mile Beach. On the other side of it, we're looking from the back side of it. But there's a little township called 7 Mile Beach, and also Hobart Airport's near there. And there's quite a few houses at 7 Mile, and so they're working hard to put it out. Oh yeah, we're totally safe, unless a big fireball creates itself and bounces along the end of the peninsula and across the water. But I don't think that's going to happen. I thought getting a booster was going to be the most exciting thing that happened to me today, but no. Never a dull moment on this island. Always things going on in Tassie. AJ will vouch for me because she's lived here. There's always something going on in Tassie. Not always. They went straight over. Not always bad things, by the way. There's just always something going on. Hi, Lee. Here comes the other one with his little container that he'll dump. And then I'll sign off. I'm going to go live later, guys, because, I mean, I'm so far feeling fine after my booster, but like they say, it's usually 12 or 24 hours after you've had it. Hi, Medicine Man. Peace be with you too, Groover. Just watching some awesome chopper pilots putting out a fire. Well, fires, there's quite a few of them. See how the wind's changed again? Now the smoke's, like we've got a pretty clear view. It's not great conditions like for fires because, you know, the change of wind direction can just go from being, when it was coming this way, they were probably relieved thinking, well, okay, we might have to deal with the end of the peninsula getting a bit of fire damage. But when the wind shifted, now it's going towards townships and an airport and stuff. Nice to see you, Lee D. You were very tired? Yeah, so I'm about to go to Hill Street. I'll end the live. I'll drive around and end the live. Just to get a few supplies. I'm going to get a barbecue chicken. Even though I love making my own, it was advice my mum gave me years ago, was always, if you're going to get, like if you think you're coming on with a cold or anything like that, make some vegetable soup and buy a barbecue chicken. So that way you've got, you know, food. And I've always and she's back. Oh, hang on. So that was abrupt. You think my phone had a booster? It overheated again. Silly thing. Oh, you're all signing off too. The chicken got it. What friggin' chicken? No, my stupid snowflake phone overheated again. We'll go around to the IJ. Here goes another chopper. That's the one that goes and lands on the dam or whatever. Anyway, the fire is still happening. Still a fair bit of smoke over there. Look at the day though, guys. Fucking beautiful. Look at the, I'm not really seeing it, but there's so many different colours, different shades of blue and green in the water. It's stunning. Hey, Tamara. Well, I've just had my booster, so yeah, hopefully we're good to go. I am working tomorrow, so that could be interesting because a lot of people who've had their booster shots say that it's the next day they felt like shot. But anyway, it looks like, the fire's still burning. Those poor chopper pilots are going to be working for a lot longer. But there was a bit of fire spotting. Don't say we don't do the good shit on my channel. I sent you an email this morning too, Tamara. You in your disco sweater. There's so many fucking recliners on the road around here too. There's still the one out on the main drag, but there's in the street above me. There's a couch and two recliners on one side of the road, and then there's a recliner on the other side of the friggin' road. Like there's recliners everywhere. But yeah, now we've got smoke everywhere. There's so much smoke dispersed around surrounding areas. It's just the shitty part of living in Australia in summer. Bushfires are part of our way of life. It's something we have to deal with. But those chopper pilots are awesome, and they'll probably be working their butts off all day, just going backwards and forwards. But hopefully it doesn't get windier and it doesn't threaten the little township of 7 Mile Beach or the airport or anything like that, because that would just be really bad. Okay, thanks for coming and checking things out. Sorry my snowflake phone shut itself down because it overheated, because it's pathetic. And I might go live later if I do feel a bit average. I think I'll just go live and then I won't think about feeling average. I'll just be able to chat to you guys. I've got some flea powder, barrier powder to put around the outside of my house. Apparently the fleas are hardcore down here this year, so most of the shops that sell flea products are sold out of certain things. But the other thing I bought was a fell-away diffuser because Sunny, I think it's really messed her around having them, and even though she doesn't have them now, she's just like sleeping on my bed. All off the bed is to go and have dinner or breakfast or to go to the loo. So I got some fell-away because people swear by it, and if she's a bit anxious or stressed after having been attacked by fleas, I'm hoping that the fell-away might calm her down a little bit, poor little thing. So I'll go and get my chook in case I'm a bit flat for the next couple of days. I'm going to make some zucchini bread this afternoon because it's yummy. So just so I have some prepped food in the old fridge, you know. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I think, you know, that everyday kind of stuff's way more interesting than bitching about people on fucking YouTube. But you love Hill Street and 7 Mile Beach. Yeah, Both very cool. And this Hill Street's really cute because when they bought it, they've still kept it very much like a little coastal IGA. So, like, we can still get fishing tackle and live bait and, you know, all the sort of mini hardware type stuff you expect to get in an IGA, a little community coastal rural sort of one. But then you've also got, you know, truffle oil and all the gourmet products. So it's a bit of both. It's beautiful. And they've kept the facade like I mean, this is the side of it. It's not very attractive, but you know, it still looks like a little coastal IGA, not a posh Hill Street. But when you go in there, it's got all the yummy Hill Street stuff. Yeah, I might go live a bit later, Groovers, if you feel like coming and hanging out. The Hill Street. Oh, they have two in Devo now. Well, the first one, holy shit, that's probably, well, no, the West Hobart one's probably the poshest. But that one in Devonport's amazing. They do yummy food in that little cafe. And the gift shop, oh, my God. Oh, we could talk Hill Street for days. But I'm going to go and get my shopping. And because it's quite a warm day, I'm going to put it in I'm going to show you my Hill Street. It's an insulated bag, AJ. Look. Insulated bag. But check out the little message on the front. Bringing happiness through great food. They sure are. All right, I need my phone for my check-in and my wallet and where's my little shopping list? Where would that be? Where would the little shopping list be? Alrighty, go and stock up on a few bits and pieces. So if I am feeling a bit average for the next day or two, at least I've got some nice yummy food in the fridge. Love you, Groovers, and might see you a bit later. Try and think of something fun we can do, just in case I am feeling batshit miserable. But until next time, stay groovy. And once again, thanks to our fantastic chopper heroes. They'll be working on those fires all day, I reckon. Yeah, it's a cool bag, huh? On that note, I love you, Groovers. See you all soon.